going on, y'all? It's Huggie Pacino back with another video. This video has been circulating for a few hours. Heartbreaking moment a doctor breaks down as she's fined for giving a 10-year-old R-word victim an abortion. It is completely untrue. Okay? If you look at the actual words, it says Dr. Caitlin Bernard was fined $3,000 for speaking out after she performed an abortion for a 10-year-old. Okay? She wasn't fined for the abortion. She was fined for speaking out because it goes against privacy laws. Before we get into the actual research of what I found, look at the comment section. Because of course I had to write what I wrote. And I said she was fined for breaking privacy laws, not for doing the abortion. Goodness, no one does any research anymore. I meant to say does research anymore. Goodness, I fucked up grammar there. It says speechless. Thank you for your service. What a sick country we live in. Blah, 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 blah. They make it seem like this was about the abortion. No, it wasn't. She broke privacy laws. And as you can see here, if you're just looking and look, nobody does any Google research. All you gotta do is Google this story and look up the lady's name, and you will see that this had nothing to do with the abortion at all. So let's get into the actual article. Indiana board fines doctor for discussing R-word victim's abortion. Discussing. The word for today is discussing. Discussing. Okay, so I'm back out. I want to say she's a nice little MILF too, by the way. Anyway, let's continue. Indiana's medical licensing board decided late Thursday to discipline a doctor who made headlines last year for performing an abortion for a 10-year-old Ohio R-word victim. The board gave the doctor a letter of reprimand and ordered her to pay $3,000 fine for violating ethical standards and state laws by discussing the case with the reporter. Do I need to go any further? This had nothing to do with the abortion at all. For nearly a year, Indiana's Attorney General Todd Rokit, and then they put, of course, Republican, pursued punishment for Caitlin Bernard, an OBGYN and an assistant professor at Indiana's University School of Medicine who carried out the abortion in June 2022, less than a week after Roe v. Wade was struck down, enacting trigger laws. Bernard broke patient privacy laws by telling an Indianapolis Star reporter about the patient's care. The board decided Thursday night, after a roughly 14-hour hearing that ended shortly after 11:30 p.m. Bernard's lawyers argued she properly reported the incident to an Indiana University health social worker and did not run afoul of privacy laws when she discussed the patient's case in a general and de-identified manner that is typical for doctors. I will say this for the record: she should have never said anything. But hey, we performed the abortion. You're not supposed to discuss. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all know. If you've been around the way, you know doctors that said a little bit too much have been sued by patients for telling the little bit of information that they don't want to be told. I know a woman right today had an abortion. I want to say back in 2010, 2011, had an abortion, told someone, and then that information got online because she told one person and that information got online and everyone found out about it and she sued them. She sued the doctor. You can't tell even, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go and see a psychologist, they can't tell your business. They get paid to not tell. That's what their job is. Ew. Records obtained, by the Washington Post last year showed that Bernard reported the girl's abortion to the relevant state agencies ahead of the legally mandated deadline, which the board agreed with Thursday night. clearing her of charges, of a charge related to that issue. I want y'all to read what you just read. Attorneys for Bernard did not immediately make a statement after the board's late night decision. Rokit, meanwhile, issued a statement praising the board's decision to discipline Bernard. Like we have said for a year, this case was about patient privacy and the trust between the doctor and the patient that was broken, he said. Simple. All you gotta do is just research. You know, y'all, man, Republicans, America is a horrible place. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm not even gonna read no more. Let's go back up to the side. Just fuck reading the rest of this. Let me tell you something. Y'all talk about how bad of a place America is. Go to these other countries. Because you don't get those rights in those other countries. As a matter of fact, you know what they're doing in China? They're literally deleting children after giving birth because they feel like they're overpopulated. They don't do that here. As a matter of fact, last time I checked, isn't abortions at like thousands every year? I'm not saying that what happened to this 10-year-old was justified, because I'm the type of person that feel like abortion should only be for one reason, or two reasons rather. The R word and health issues. Those should be the only two reasons that you should have an abortion. That's just my personal thing. I don't have a problem with people wanting to have abortions. However, I think it's silly to say things like, oh, well, if you're a woman, you say, well, a man has no right to tell a woman what to do with her body. And then over here, you got these men that want to be women. That's acceptable. I'm going to stand on that because that's stupid. Like, one could be you, but one can't talk about what their opinion of you is. But I digress. Listen, research. People, it's 2023. Just don't believe what one fucking thing said and just run with it. This had nothing to do with the abortion. She broke the privacy laws. That's not up for debate. And every doctor will go through that. And as a matter of fact, $3,000 is like a slap on the wrist compared to what she should have gotten. Because it could have been worse. It's Huggie Pacino for the Huggie Pacino effect. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'm out. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to receive all notifications from Huggie Pacino. In the description box, you can find all 10 channels. HP Media 1 and 2 are the 2 new channels. You can also subscribe to my dog Julio and Huggie Pacino 1 through 6, and there's also a Huggie Pacino Effect throwback channel, and you can also contact me via email and phone. And if you would love to donate to the channel, here's where you could donate: Cash App and PayPal. The link's on the screen.
Donations, gifts.
Now that's Huggie Pacino certified.